right, we'll go ahead and get started. We'd like to welcome Mike Weir to the interview room at the RBC Canadian Open. Mike, let's start with some thoughts about the golf tournament. You're making your 31st start. You have a ton of history here. This is your National Open, so can you just start us with some thoughts and excitement to be back?
Yeah, super excited to be back. 31 years. I was telling somebody the other day, I remember my first one, doesn't feel that long ago, but obviously it is. When I qualified when I was a college player. I was home for the summer and Monday qualified, and I beat a couple of PGA Tour players to get into the through the Monday qualifying, and then, this place is really special. After I won the Masters of 2003, the Canadian Open was here that year, and remember teeing off 10 on Thursday, and just the reception, and it was the last tournament. My grandfather got to watch me play, and I remember coming up 18 and seeing him on the balcony. So special memories around here for me.
Canadian golf is in a really strong place right now. We have a historic 28 Canadian players in the field.
Yeah.
How proud does it make you to know how strong it is right now?
Yeah, it's super strong. I was saying at the Golf Foundation event the other day on Monday that, in my day, everybody looked to, Australia and Sweden, and they were churning out lots of players. South Africa, Canada's country right now that are churning out so many players, so I'm super proud of that. What Golf Canada's done is great. Their development program, it's working, and we have a lot of talent in this country, and it's showing now. And got 28 players in the field, 27. That's incredible.
And this is a big year. It's a President's Cup year. You're captain of the international team. Being here in Canada and surrounded by a lot of the guys who are either going to make your team or potentially be a pick. Mm-hmm. What does this week look like for you? How do you balance, playing on a PGA Tour event and having your captaincy responsibilities? Yeah,
this week, kind of putting the captaincy stuff on the back burner. I chatted with Adam Scott a little bit this morning. I know Camilo is one of my assistants. He's here. I haven't caught up with him yet, but trying to let the guys just play, especially the Canadian guys. They got a lot on their plates, a busy week, and not bother them with any team dinners or anything this week. But we've had a couple of those. It's coming together well. I keep my eye on our team and how it changes week to week, and the movement of players up and down. And it's exciting. We've got a lot of great players. So I've said to all the guys in the room that when we've had these dinners that it's going to be a hard team to make. There's a lot of guys playing really well, and they all seem very eager to make the team. So that makes my job easy, because they really want to be on there, and I think we'll be 12 players strong.
Great. We'll go ahead and open to questions. We'll start with John.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, John.
You're obviously well aware that George Cumming holds the record with 32 Canadian Open appearances. How much would it mean to you to catch George next year, since he has such an important place in Canadian golf history?
Yeah, it was brought to my attention. I didn't realize I was right there, most consecutive played, and yeah, that'd be a nice little cap. I want to keep playing as long as I feel competitive, and I do. I feel as competitive as I have in a long time, actually. So my game feels like it's in a great place to play well here this week, and as long as I feel that, I'll keep going.
And you just mentioned the international team dinners. We've heard about them. Taylor Pendrith mentioned them earlier today. How important are those in terms of building cohesion in the potential team members, especially given everyone's from different countries?
Well, that's what it's all about, is to get our guys together, get them familiar with one another, so they are comfortable with one another when they see each other on a Tuesday and they maybe want to play a practice round together. It's about building not only for this year but the future of our international team. We've had a lot of players in these dinners that, a lot of guys, 12 of the guys will make it, but there's probably there's been 30 or some odd guys between the two dinners we've had so far this year, so a lot of guys won't make it. But I think they get to see how special it is and the bond that we have, and that they'll be striving for 2026 for those who don't make it and beyond. And it's such a global game now. We have great talent around the world internationally, and hopefully we keep making strides with our team, and that we'll be really strong going forward. Yep.
Right here in the front.
Mike.
Mike. Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm trying to think of how many of those 31 I've been at, but not many lately. But
yeah.
Congrats on sticking around. Pretty good. Just want to ask you a little bit about last year and being on the green for Nick's crazy moment. And, you know, you've been part of a lot of moments in Canadian golf where people remember you, where they were when you were doing big things. What do you remember about that experience last year?
Well, a few things. You know, I finished my round a little bit earlier in the day, you know, maybe at noon or something, and went back. I was staying at a friend's house that week and took a nap. And when I woke up, you know, Nick was somewhere middle of the back nine, you know, 13 or 14 or something, and was close, maybe a couple back. And I forget, maybe I was texting with my brother. I said, hey, I'm gonna head over the course. You know, I just got a good feeling. And so I went back over there, and by the time I got down there, he was probably on, you know, maybe 16 or something by that time. And you could just, I don't know, there was just a sense that something special was going to happen. At least I could feel that. And then it ended up being such an iconic, really fun thing for everybody, obviously for him, but for all the fans and everybody in the world of golf in Canada. It was really special. You know, it was kind of unique. There were so many players around because there was that charter plane going to the U.S. Open, so there was a lot of players. You know, a lot of Tommy's buddies were, you know, cheering for him, and all of us Canadian guys were cheering for Nick, and it was a really cool scene, you know. So it was a great memory.
Yeah, and I mean, just you mentioned your own competitiveness. We've seen it on the senior tour this year, last year, and do you feel that can translate into a PGA Tour event? We've seen some of your compatriots do it. Do you like your chances?
I do, yeah. I'm playing good. I came off a good week last week, and you know, I'm playing very well. I haven't been putting very well, and I made a slight adjustment this week, and I feel really good about the change, and so I'm excited to putt this week. And I haven't been able to say that in a while. You know, the Masters, and you know, I missed the cut by a shot there and just putted awful. You know, if I would have putted, you know, even average, I felt like I would have been probably top 20 going into the weekend. So my game's still there, my scoring hasn't been there, and but now this little adjustment with putting hopefully makes a little bit of a difference, and it's a golf course I feel like I can compete on.
We'll go to Adam Stanley and then to Adam Shupak.
Hey, Mike. Mackenzie Hughes was in here earlier, and he called you the godfather of Canadian golf. You know, when you were playing, there was maybe 2 or 3, and then Graham Dillette and David Hearn came along, and there was 2 or 3, and now we've got 6 in the top 100. You know, for you, kind of looking at that generation that we have right now, how impressive is it to you? Yeah,
it's impressive. Like you said, you know, there was only a couple of us when I was playing that were on the tour, and all those players are really good too. Like they're like you said, the top 100 players, and all very capable. Nick won last year, but all of them very capable of winning this week or any event on the PGA Tour, and hopefully some bigger events going forward. And you know, I think Nick cracked the seal. You know, and I think, you know, now we don't have to talk about that 70-year wait or whatever it was anymore. And you know, hopefully some more guys will break through the door here and get more and more, and with the talent we have, it can happen.
Adam?
Mike, where were you? What was your reaction when the framework agreement was announced a year ago at this tournament?
I was on the golf course, somewhere on the golf course at Oakdale, and forget who I was playing with. Happened to be looking at their phone and saw that, and I thought, that might be fake news. I don't know, but I was on the golf course. Yeah. And
your decision to not have live players be part of the international team,
not my decision.
That's what I was wondering.
No, it's not my decision. They're suspended from the PGA Tour, and the President's Cup's a PGA Tour event. So I know last time somebody said, you know, my decision not to, but it's not my decision. They knew when they went to live, they were suspended from the PGA Tour, and the President's Cup's a PGA Tour event.
One more, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What's your fondest memory of your President's Cup match with Tiger?
My fondest memory? Boy, I think probably the fans. I think when I made, you know, I was 1 down, I guess, going to 17, and he just missed his birdie putt on 17, so I had putt to pull even, and making that putt. Yeah, the roar was, even Tiger was on the back of 17 after I made it and was walking back there. And he said, wow, that's about as loud as I've ever heard, and that's something. But yeah, that moment was really cool.
If there's no further questions, we can close it. Oh, Kevin Price, thank you.
With the President's Cup and so many Canadians kind of with a chance to qualify for the team, is that like emotionally, like is it cool for you? Obviously, you need to divest from emotion and be analytical in your decision, but what's it like knowing that there's a realm that you could have half the team of Canadians?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's they're playing well, and hopefully those guys keep continuing to play well, and then it makes my decision easier if they keep playing well. But yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance to be 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 if if there's some great play coming up. There's a couple guys just kind of creeping down in the mid-teens there, but if they play well, a lot of things can happen. Taylor Pendrith wins, and he goes from somewhere in the 20s right up to about 14 or something. So you have some good weeks, you can leapfrog a lot of guys, and still a couple majors left, some signature events. So there's going to be a lot of movement here in the next couple of months. We have till mid-August, so there's still a lot of movement.
In a general sense, not to ask for too many specifics, but like the selection process, what are a couple of the things that you and your vice captains think about when you're kind of mapping a plan for how you're going to make your selections?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's team chemistry. That's one. I think there's who's playing well at the time. You want guys playing well. You don't want guys backing in, into a spot on the team. You want guys kind of moving up. You want good short game guys. I mean, these matches always come down to key short game shots, key putts made, key moments. Each match is like a mini major. That's kind of the feel you have out there when you're playing these matches. The intensity. It's a lot of big. You make a big putt to have a guy, or you chip one in. Those are big things that can happen with just short games. So those are all the things that we look at, and we'll be talking about as it starts to get a little bit closer.
Kevin, can you pass the microphone to your right? Thank you.
Hey, Mike, I was watching your range session just down there, and you were doing a lot of work with the bands. Anything you're working on specifically in your game, maybe to fit like the new redesign here at Hamilton?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my arms tend to, if you think of the swing, bit of a triangle, my arms tend to spread apart a little bit. That's why I do that. And David Ledbetter, my coach, it's something we're trying to keep an eye on and been working on the last few months. So just, kind of some maintenance things. You just kind of chip away at all these I have a few little drills that kind of achieve the same thing, and you just kind of work through those drills and get a feel, and yeah, just maintenance.
Left ear.
Yep.
Hey, Mike. Obviously, you're the captain for the upcoming President's Cup, but being played in Canada, Montreal, are you thinking about naming a captain among your players during the event, like choosing a player just to lead the show, lead the team moving forwards?
I mean, yeah, we kind of have talked about that. We have a guy in mind that's, I mean, Adam Scott's kind of the leader. I mean, I don't know if he makes the team. This will be, what would it be, LV? Like 11 or 12, probably. Of consecutive teams, which is incredible. So he's naturally kind of the guys that all the players respect and like, and he's a natural leader, Scotty, and he's going to be a captain one day. So I think the guys all look to him as kind of the player captain.
Any runner-up if he's not there?
I haven't really thought about it. So I don't know. I don't know if Scotty's not there. I don't know if I would have like a designated captain. Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks,
Good
LB.
luck this week.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.